might be the biggest season Ninjala has ever had since Season 6. Everybody, the content drought in Ninjala is over. The devs absolutely delivered with talking about what's going to be happening in Season 11 for Ninjala, and oh my goodness, it's going to be content overloaded for those of us who are going to be making content on multiple games. It's a good time to be a Ninjala fan and fans of other games, which you guys know exactly what I'm going to be playing. So hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJ Man 777 here, and welcome back to a Ninjala Dev Diary discussion. We haven't had one of these in forever, and I want to get right into this because there's so much to cover. But of course, before that, if you guys could do me a huge favor and like this video as well as subscribing to the channel, it would mean a lot. And it would probably also mean that I get to go to the next Splatoon land, so I'd really appreciate that if you guys would hit the sub button for me. Anyway, let's get to talking about Ninjala Dev Diary 25. Right off the bat, they gave us the season theme for Season 11, and I actually love this theme so much. The theme for Season 11 is going to be Norse mythology. So characters like Freyja, Loki, Thor, all that stuff is coming into Season 11. And based on what we've seen throughout this Dev Diary, the outfits for this season actually look like almost all 10 out of 10s. The designs are incredible based on the characters they are on. They all look gorgeous. I am super excited for this theme of Norse mythology, and I know Booker, one of the other members of the Ninjala community, is literally jumping up and down out of their chair right now, so I'm very excited for that. Fun fact, this will be just the first Ninjala season in general where I will not be available day one. Believe it or not, on September 29th, I have my little sister's wedding that I'll be at. So I'm very excited for that. So I'm going to be missing, for a couple days of the Ninjala season, but, it's no big deal. I got to be there for family. That's how I always am. Moving on right from our theme, we have a new stage. Guys, we haven't had a new stage added since Season 6 of Ninjala. And this stage is awkward because they call it the WNA Junkyard, but it's on a boat outside of Eagle City, which is very interesting. But what I like about what we see about the stage, although they don't go into gameplay and show us the stage, just based on the screenshot, we can see, for one, it is an evening stage, so we have another stage that has another time of day, which is really cool. It's going to make the lighting on that stage feel absolutely incredible. As I already said, it is located outside of Eagle City. You can even see the big ship in the background that is like right on the port of Eagle City, which is comedically oversized. But what I really like about this stage is that the devs have gone on record and said that they have put in like almost all the mechanics from the previous stages. They've put in the dash pads, they've put in gum rails, they've put in springs. I don't necessarily think they've put in the teleporters, but there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this stage, as well as this stage having what seems to be more of like an asymmetrical look. Not saying the overall stage is asymmetrical, like it's not a rectangle. The stage is still a square with a big central pillar, but all the stuff around that central pillar, at least based on the screenshot, seems like it's going to be asymmetrical in terms of drone spawn locations and what is where, which is going to be really, really cool, and I'm very excited to see how this stage will play in action. It might be, looking at it right now, it looks like it's going to be a very interesting stage to play, but I can't wait to get my hands on that and really take a look. Not only did we get a new stage, and we got a new theme coming up for Ninjala, the biggest thing we got here is the new weapons. And let me tell you, this is incredible. What you're seeing right now is a live look at the Ninjala community's funny Mimi Birdman, some guy Sean. He is jumping up and down with excitement based on this new Ninjala weapon. It seems like GungHo took a little bit of a page out of Capcom's book for one of their best-selling franchises and gave us GUNLANCES, the Pow Wow cannon and the Oedo cannon. They are ranged punch type weapons that fight with essentially ki blasts. This is really, really cool, and I cannot wait to get my hands on these weapons. As I already stated, they are ranged punch weapons that fight with essentially ki blasts, gun lance shells, and beams. However, they have very interesting mechanics that I think no other weapon really has in Ninjala. It is a ranged type punch weapon, and we haven't gotten a decent ranged weapon option in a while, so I'll be fully interested to see how this plays out. It seems like this weapon, from what they showcased, might not even have back attacks or normal wide attacks because they don't actually show us all the attacks with this weapon. However, the notable things that they do show are really important. So starting up right off the bat, they are ranged weapons that fire beams. Now, you can consistently fire these beams at distance, and they seem to have very similar range to the yo-yo attacks, if not just a little more on their normals. But what makes this very interesting is not only can you just shoot normal beams, but you can charge these normal beams. There's a couple clips here where you actually see a normal charge shot. And what's interesting about the normal charge shot is that it actually consumes your S energy to use, as well as a new mechanic where it says hold charge after you fire a charge shot. I'm assuming if you press that button, your next shot's also going to be empowered and also cost that S energy. So that's really cool. Another thing that they showed with these weapons is like the other punch type weapons, these weapons have different break attacks. Now the Powwow Cannon and the Oedo Cannon, more specifically, are kind of like it's like a gun lance, basically, if you guys are familiar with the Monster Hunter franchise. It has a shield, so it does have some defensive options as well. And what they show specifically is with the wide break attack, when you use a wide break attack, you actually block with the shield. And if an opponent hits it, you can counter for damage, like an actual counter hit using a break attack. It's not going to break their weapon, it's not going to break their guard unless they're guarding it, I'm sure. But it's very interesting that they took the concept of a break attack, which is normally meant to break guards and break the actual weapon, and they turned it into a pure counter, giving us a brand new attack option, which is really cool. Along with this weapon, of course, they also showed off the different abilities for this weapon, or specifically the big weapon ability in this case, which is called the Energy Reward. This recovers, very simply, 5S energy after defeating any opponent with big weapon. It's going to be really cool to experiment with this and discover the combo routes, because you only lose S energy when you use charge shots. Having this to constantly stay in the fight, you can consume S energy, do damage, and then come on back and do more damage essentially without using S energy, and having an ability that's going to constantly give you S energy back. It's going to maybe cut down some of your movement options, so it's going to be more of a high skill weapon in my opinion, but that's going to be a really cool weapon to definitely experiment with. They also show off the Thunder Cannon Special, which, let's be honest guys, it's just this. Now, the devs have gone on record and said this is going to be a long-range, high damage special that's going to be great for zoning out your opponent and possibly stealing drones or even player kills. It's very, very strong and is going to be fun. Along with that, they also showed us, for this weapon, the new Gum Shot, which is known as the Gum Needle. It is a manually aimed gum shot that hits an opponent and marks them with a needle. Following this needle, an explosion will go off after I believe it's about a 2 or 3 second timer, and it will insta-bind your opponent. However, your opponent can actually block the explosion of Gum Needle and prevent themselves from getting bound as a little bit of a trade-off. So being able to kind of maybe walk into fights with the Gum Needle and hit somebody when they're maybe in another engagement to surprise them is going to be kind of important. Or you can use it to pressure their guard, example, force them to guard the explosion as you come in with a break attack and actually, break their guard at that point. There's going to be a lot of cool options for how we can use the new Gum Needle. However, it is only going to be on one of the cannon punch type gun lance weapons, so that is going to be really fun to check out. We also, of course, got a new ninjutsu, which is also only going to be available on one of the new weapons, and much like the Thunder Cannon was, well, a Kamehameha, we have Super Fling, which is basically just this. Final Flash! Now, the devs have gone on record and said that this very specific thing, you're not going to be able to change the direction of aim once you activate this ninjutsu. So using this with spacing is going to be very important. Positioning is also going to be very important when using this ninjutsu. But they did say it has an absolutely massive hitbox, so that is going to be pretty cool. And I'm very excited to be using that. Along, of course, with the new weapon coming into this next season, we have a new Shinobi card, which I think is going to be way better in teams than it is going to be in Battle Royale, and it is known as Drone Hustle. But I'm really angry that Cape is dabbing on the card. Are we going backwards? Can we not go backwards? The dab is dead. That died 5 years ago. Anyways, I think it's going to be a cool drone-based card that's going to be awesome for teams. Basically, if you dance near a drone spawn location with this card active, it's going to respawn the drone faster, which is going to be really cool. There are some really neat assist codes on this. The one assist code I really want to point out is that if you break a drone, you get health back. Kind of like a life drain, but more specifically on drones. I don't necessarily think this is going to be super good in Battle Royale, considering the chaos that can happen in BR, but teams as a support card, I think you might have one person running this, and I'm very excited to see how that goes. Then, of course, the Gum Lab got a new tree, which I am not happy about, and half the community, at least on the NA side, is not happy about this. We've had our qualms with the Gum Lab. This, hopefully, based on the image we see, is the final tree. There is no developmental tree that we've seen behind it, as in previous dev diaries. But at the end of this tree, the new feature is that there's an exclusive weapon skin for those who reach their favorite weapon to, like, the max rank. There's going to be 13 weapon skins in total. There's going to be one for each weapon specifically. So there's, like, one for Ninja, there's one for the Caliber, there's one for the surfboard, one for the skateboard. So, kind of a cool little feature to add to the Gum Lab. Still not a fan of how it essentially is pay to win. I really need that metal conversion into research points that they promised us when they announced the lab. I think that would save a lot of qualms for a lot of people. It wouldn't be nearly as bad as it was. I'm just saying, GungHo. But now we get to something that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. It has been 8 seasons since we've seen the last one of these, and it's finally coming in Season 11. That's right. We're getting a new story mode, Chapter 3. It is finally here. This one is going to take place specifically on Croissant Arena and is going to be starring Burton with the skateboard. And based on the screenshot already, you can probably already see what you're going to be fighting. You're going to be fighting Senator Napoleon. So I'm very excited to say that, hey, it's finally coming, and I cannot be any more excited. I actually really like the first 2 story mode chapters, so it'll be interesting to see what Chapter 3 kind of brings to the table. So yeah, that basically covers all the information that this dev diary kind of mentioned. Obviously, they show us the roadmap for the collab being slated in December this season. They kind of showed us another feature in the Shinobi shop where, hey, anything you have in your cart now in the Shinobi shop, you can basically try on to see if you like it overall on your character and stuff like that. So small little additions here and there that is going to be like really entertaining to look at going forward. However, I would like to kind of go off on a side tangent here and kind of ask the question of, why did all this content take so long to make? From Season 6 to Season 11, there's 5 seasons, 5 full seasons there, 6 full seasons even, that kind of felt like they were low on content. Why is this the case? And personally, I would like to think it is actually because of the WNA resort. I'm sure that thing was an absolute nightmare to code. You have to imagine that every time they delayed the resort, they pushed back the other content they wanted to release on that season because the resort needed to be done. So not only do I think the resort was a nightmare to code, but the reason we were kind of getting drip-fed content over the last couple seasons instead of this big shebang of content that we're going to be getting in Season 11 is because of the WNA resort, because of that hangout area. And when that development of the WNA resort got delayed, other things got delayed. So for those of you who are wondering why we were getting drip-fed content, I think that is really the biggest reason why, and I'm very happy that we're kind of going to be going back to hopefully getting a lot more content coming in Ninjala, because I love this game. I love this game. There's no way, Ninjala easily is one of my favorite games, and I'm definitely going to be not only continuing to play Ninjala, but I'm also going to be continuing to make content for other games on top of Ninjala. And I don't want to stop making Ninjala content. Like I said, it's one of my favorite games. But I'm really excited because this lets me not only, jump back into making more Ninjala content consistently because of all the content they've been adding, but also because of all the content on other games that are coming out. So I'm going to be super busy with content. I'm going to be super busy going forward with the ride, and I'm really excited to produce some of this content. I've come out of my content drought where I felt, demotivated and burnt out on a lot of this stuff, and I'm very excited and very motivated again to do content from multiple games. So if you guys, of course, are excited for me to continue all this content here on Ninjala, as well as the other games that will be coming to my channel, one of them you already know, and it's called Ink 3, Ink Game 3 more specifically. You guys know I'll be making a lot of content on that, as well as many other games that I really enjoy. I hope you guys will join me, of course, for the ride. If you enjoyed the video as well, if you guys want to see more content like this, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button here on the channel. It helps out a ton. You guys have no idea. And feel free to share these videos as well. I think sharing these videos with your friends or family members, it's a great way to build a community. And we really have a good community in our Discord that I run. So feel free to join that. I always leave the Discord link in the description below. So yeah, that basically covers all the information I wanted to cover for this video. So, yeah, I hope you guys are excited for Ninjala Season 11 and all the content that's coming. And, of course, I will see you guys in the next one. And until then, this is CAJ Man 777 signing off. Stay safe, everybody.